Hey guys, it's Christian here from Tech Studios, back with another video. Oh wow, guys, he actually posted something! I've been gone for, I don't know, like a year and a half or something, with no explanation as to why I disappeared from the internet. So this video is to say, 1, I'm back for good, 2, to explain what actually happened, and 3, my plans for this channel and where I plan to take it in the future, what content I'd like to create, and what kind of videos you should be expecting in 2016. I'm returning for good, and I cannot wait to be talking to you guys and just giving you this content that I've been waiting a year and a half to produce. Hello there,
General Kenobi,
and welcome back to another video at Tech Studios, the channel that definitely kept posting videos after 2016.
liar!
Alright, we got our first ever Q&A video that we're just gonna jump right into, but before that I just want to say that if you guys want to keep up with what I'm doing, check out my Instagram. I have a lot of Halo builds that you guys are gonna love. You can leave Q&A questions on my stories when I post Q&As, and I'll answer your question on here. Alright, first question's from Olsen131, who asks, what about those marine helmets? So if you guys don't know, my friend KYE and I have been working on some custom LEGO Halo minifigures, and it's a very hard process. So the problem we had was there are no helmets that exist that are really good fit for Halo Marines, but the good news is that I recently found out that the Minifig Co. is releasing their own custom minifigure helmets for Marines, so I'm going to be able to utilize those and maybe do some custom printed minifigures with those helmets. So I'll keep you guys posted on that, but definitely check out KYE Brick. She has some really dope builds. She's got also some LEGO Ideas projects up, so support those, and I'll leave a link to her Instagram in the description. Next question is from Thrawn Kenway 107, who asks, you gonna make some custom Halo minifigures? Yes, I'd love to do that, but printing is a very tricky matter, so I'm trying to navigate that. I don't know much about the printing process, but I want to do pad printing, which is the same quality as what LEGO does. It's a very expensive process, but I'm going to figure out how to make that happen. I don't really want to do UV, so I'd rather wait and see if I can get pad printing going, but I'll keep you guys posted on that progress as well. Next question is from Brick Built Replicas, who asks, where do you typically start when imagining the scale and shape of a build? This is a great question. It's a very tricky process when you're trying to translate something from a video game into LEGO. So what I found pretty helpful is to line up everything in Forge, like your vehicles, whatever you're trying to build, line it up in Forge. Then you're going to be able to see the size differences between all those things. Then you can start off with the smallest thing, so for example a ghost or a mongoose, and then you can scale it up according to how big you built the ghost. For instance, when I was building the Scorpion, I realized in Forge that a Scorpion is about 2 Warthog lengths long. So I built my Warthog first, then I took 2 Warthogs and made sure that the Scorpion was the same length as 2 Warthogs. Next question, Cult of Christensen asks, what's the most challenging aspect of translating Halo vehicles into physical LEGO? This is definitely striking a balance between color accuracy and the shaping. So, for example, LEGO just recently came out with olive green parts, which is fantastic because we can use that for UNSC builds, right? But they don't have many parts available in that color yet. So you kind of have to strike a balance of using olive green, but also making sure that the shaping is correct. So what I try doing is a nice mix of olive green and dark bluish gray. Sometimes I have a crossroads where it's like, I can make this the correct color, or I can make this the correct shape. So usually I end up doing the correct shape because that is more, I guess, aesthetically pleasing to me than having it be the correct color. But it's all up to your personal preference, honestly. Next question, Vortex Bricks asks, Phantom coming soon? It's definitely in the cards. It's a very large build, so I'm definitely gonna be holding off on that one until I wrap up the Elephant. Definitely the Phantom is in the cards, Pelican is in the cards, and a Spirit is also. Next question's from Maddie G603, who asks, did your Hunter design change because of aesthetics or durability? So the new Hunter design that I recently released on my website is made of mixel joints, which is both more scale accurate and more sturdy. So compare that to my old Hunter design, which I released a tutorial video of. The new one is better scaled, it has better colors, way more posability, and it doesn't fall apart on you. So it's actually both. Next question is from Dylan T. O'Brien, who asks, will you do reviews of your builds? Definitely. I definitely plan on making some videos showcasing the builds in person, because up to this point it's all been CGI renders that I did in studio, and I definitely want to show you guys like all the hidden features and details that I put into those builds, so stay tuned for that. Next question is from Dooms Figs, who asks, how long have you been making Halo mocks for? Well, for those of you who remember the Lego Star Wars TV, the OG YouTube channel that I used to have, that was way back in 2010, so 11 years now, we're going on 12 years. I started on Flickr, so you can go back on my Flickr account and I have all my old pictures up if you want to go back in time and relive my formative years building mocks. Next question is from Halo Guy, who asks, how many Halo vehicles did you build? Honestly, I'm not sure, but I have all the Warthog variants from Halo 3. I'm working on the Halo Infinite Warthogs. I have the Hornet and the Transport Hornet done. I have the Scorpion tank, the Wraith, the Chopper, the Ghost, the Mongoose, and I have the Covenant Lookout Tower. That's not really a vehicle, but it's a set piece. And I have the Elephant in progress. I have the Razorback in progress. I want to start working on a Prowler from Halo 3. That's the last vehicle I need to do from that game. The Wasp from Halo Infinite, that's definitely something I want to tackle as well. So yeah, I definitely have a handful of stuff already done, and I have a healthy amount of new builds on the horizon on the to-do list as well. Next question's from Sean Gentile 002, who asks, what's your favorite Lego Halo vehicle? At the moment, definitely the Halo Infinite Warthog, which is something I would have never thought I'd say. I recently started building it and figuring out how to design that, and I took the Halo 3 Warthog design that I have out on my website right now, and I totally stripped it down and reworked it for the 343 era with the suspension systems, the extra bar details on the underside, different turret design, all that. And it's fun to kind of take something existing that I have and translate it into something I've never designed before, because I stayed away from the Halo 4 and Halo 5 stuff. I just couldn't stand their design aesthetic. But with Infinite, they kind of reverted back to a more simplistic Bungie style design. So I definitely wanted to make an Infinite Warthog, and I really like it. There's a lot of details, and it's more interesting to look at than the Halo 3 Warthog in my opinion. So I'm releasing that soon, and I'll keep you guys posted on that as well on Instagram. Next question is from Elite TC, who asks, any plans to make Halo scenes or mocks besides vehicles? Definitely. I actually have my first one done. It's from the mission Cortana from Halo 3, everyone's favorite mission. And it's from the reactor room where you destroy the 3 reactors and High Charity explodes. And it's from that center platform area, and it has the Flood Pure Forms and one of the reactors. And it's built with like the black base, the black Technic beams. It's very UCS style. And it's a really nice display piece. And I'm going to be making instructions for that and releasing that in the coming months. But yeah, that's going to be really cool to come out with something other than a vehicle, and it's definitely not the last set piece diorama that I plan to release. Next question is from Wolfpack Bricks, who asks, will instructions for that gorgeous Wraith ever be made? Check this out. Duh! It's out on the website right now. It's definitely one of my favorite builds to date. It's super cool with all those curved Lego bricks that are in the dark purple color. It has the collapsing cannon, the front cockpit, the turret, and the back weak point area with the spinning turbine where you can punch it out and board it from the back. Next question is from a non-itch bet. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but they asked, have you used Mega Constructs instructions as references? I've only ever done that once, and that was for the Scorpion because I was a little stuck on that design, so I looked at how Mega Constructs tackled it, but it wasn't really useful because they use a lot of custom large molded pieces in their builds, which Lego doesn't have. So I mostly just used it as a jumping off point, and then I had to kind of solve the rest of the build myself with Lego pieces. Next question is from Deshunned Bricks, who asks, what are some tips on how to improve our vehicles? I can never get mine to look good. I definitely recommend you start off with making the build accurate with the correct colored bricks, because that always helps immediately make something look more accurate. If you're using dark bluish gray for UNSC, highly recommend you do olive green and also do dark purple or pink or any of those colors for Covenant builds, because right away it just instantly improves the build. Next question is from Reagan Perry, who asks, where do you get all the correct bricks to build the set? If you're referring to my instructions, if you purchase my instructions on my site, you'll also get a parts list which you can copy paste into Bricklink, and then it creates a parts list for you to order. Super easy, and you can just place the order for all the pieces and you can build that yourself. So Bricklink is definitely the go-to to get pieces for me when I'm designing stuff too. It's way more easy to use in my opinion than the Lego parts picker on the Lego website. So definitely create a Bricklink account and get into the Bricklink world because it's way better. Next question is from Zeph Callum, who asks, Pelican when? Definitely in the future, after the elephant, because the elephant's my largest build to date, and honestly it's taking a lot of resources to put that together. But I'm definitely gonna either do a Phantom or a Pelican after that, and I'm gonna leave that up to my Patreon supporters to decide which of those is coming first. So if you want to have a say in that decision, definitely check out my Patreon, link in the description, and consider supporting me. Next question is from Callum Kerr, who asks, where do you order your parts from? Bricklink. Make an account. It's incredible. Next question is from Danny27 Moore, who asks, have you ever tried Mega Constructs? No, and I never will. Next question, DP Studios. What does your process of designing vehicles entail? Definitely going to theater mode, using the camera to pan around and make sure I get all the details right, and also doing size comparisons in Forge. It makes things so much easier than going on Google Images and having to find reference photos, because you can move the vehicle around in Forge and you can flip it over, you can get all the angles you need as reference while building. Next question's from Vincenzo Nardacci, who asks, how do you feel about the campaign trailer we got recently? Oh man, it looks so good. It's just such a return to form for the franchise, so I'm super excited to play the campaign, especially because we're gonna have this TAC map, which is very reminiscent of ODST's hub world for New Mombasa. I love playing ODST's Mombasa Streets mission, so this is right up my alley for that open world quest style gameplay. So definitely raving opinions about that trailer. It was really good. Next question's from Heaton Barnett, who asks, which of the Halo games have inspired you the most to build Lego models from? Definitely Halo 3. I've predominantly built only from Halo 3, and I've been building the Halo 3 versions of these vehicles up to this point. But now with Infinite, the game looks so good that I'm definitely gonna be using Infinite to build some vehicles in the future. So maybe if I do a Halo 3 Pelican, I can rework it to be a Halo Infinite one, etc., and make variants for all of my vehicles with a Halo 3 one and an Infinite one. Next question is from Taylor Luke James, who asks, are you gonna make any mocks from the games? Yeah, definitely in terms of displays, yes. I have one for the Battle of Void from Halo 3, from the Storm mission that's pretty much almost done. I have the Cortana one. I have an ODST one planned, and I want to do some stuff from Halo CE as well. Next question is from Alpha Wolf 1171112, who asks, can you make a Mastodon from Halo Wars 2? I'm definitely interested in doing some Halo Wars vehicles because those are not in any of the first-person shooter games, and they seem pretty interesting, but I have so much on my plate right now with Halo 3 stuff I have to finish and Halo Infinite that these Halo Wars vehicles are definitely gonna come after that. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for more in the future. Next question is from Halo Brickforge, who asks, where can I buy your stuff? On my website, bricktechstudios.com. Link in the description. I have all of my instructions available. You can purchase that, and with the download, it comes with the parts list that you can order the parts from Bricklink. So thank you so much for your support if you decide to purchase anything from there, and I am definitely going to be adding more designs to the website in the future. Next question is from Jacoby Hansen, who asks, how do you organize your parts? I have these little drawers that I use. I'm going to make a video about the whole sorting process in the future, but it's a mix of by part type and by color, but I mostly do by part type. And I don't have enough drawers right now to really strictly do like one type of part per bin. So I kind of have one genre of part per bin, which is not very good. It makes things really difficult. But once I improve that process, I'll make a video about what I decided to do with the sorting process. Next question is from Alex the Calzone, who asks, favorite Halo game and when did you start building professionally? Favorite Halo game is definitely Halo 3, but Infinite could be my new favorite depending on how the multiplayer is. And when did I start building professionally? Well, I'm not really a professional builder, but I guess I've been building my best work in the past 2 years for sure because of the olive green color that came into play and the dark purple pieces. And so now my stuff looks way more accurate than it has ever been before. Next question is from Jack Mayer 75, who asks, hardest vehicle to make with Legos? That's definitely the Scorpion so far because it's such a large build, and you get to a point with these big builds where it's like you can't figure out how much detail to put in and how much you should just kind of build sparsely. And so what I mean by that is like the center area of the Scorpion. It's a large shape, and so you don't want to just fill it up with solid bricks inside. You kind of want to build very efficiently. So that whole struggle with building efficiently and not using too many parts, that's where that build came into being a very challenging one, and it actually took me about a year to finish. On the other hand, my easiest build was the Wraith because I had so many of Lego's dark purple curved bricks that I could build around, and that one only took me like a month and a half to finish. So definitely having a lot of seed elements, which are parts that kind of inspire you to build the model, having a lot of those is a really good jumping off point because then it's really easy to kind of scale everything around those pieces. And the last question is from Ethonicus 2, I hope I pronounced that one right, who asks, are you reviving your old YouTube channel? I love the videos. Yes, I am. This is the first video back at it. So I'm going to be doing lots of Q&A videos and showcase videos because I have a lot of builds to show now. Before I didn't have much, but now I have a ton of stuff in my catalog, and I'm going to be doing some Q&As like this because I really like answering your questions and having a conversation with you guys, and I think that's a more sustainable way to make videos because then it doesn't put so much pressure on me having to build so many new things. And Q&As are fun. I've never done that before, and I definitely want to continue doing that in the future. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this new format with doing Q&As. If you want to submit your questions for next Q&A, follow me on Instagram and keep an eye out for my story where I ask for your questions to be submitted, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.